Fresh out the oven, straight to the bank. Bentayga smelling like bank. Seats, somebody died on them. Kitty looking like somebody cried on it. Ooh, what you looking at? What you looking at? Body like cinnamon roll. Icing on the top, if you got it, let's go.
Oh my goodness. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We are back. Come on, get on in here. Because we talk about the money today. Money moves the past today. Welcome to another grown ass women shit. And we are talking about money tools. What is in your toolbox?
What?
So Sonya is actually one of my guests. And I also brought my homie, my partner, Saleh is back in the house to share her tools. She is back. She always ready to talk about some money. Y'all don't know.
Always.
Right.
Stay ready.
Right. We talk about money every week. Y'all just don't know. This is a partnership made in heaven. We have money Monday.
Hey, Sonya.
Yes. So we're going to get these tools out there, and I encourage everyone to join. If you have any tools, apps, websites that you use, please drop them in the chat and we can check them out online. But today we are sharing my favorite money tools, Sonya's and Saleh. So hopefully you guys will get some good stuff out of this. A lot of people ask me, where do you find these deals? Where do you find all those deals? So I'm about to tell y'all right now.
I know that's right. I got my pen.
Yes.
I got my pen, and I'm gonna be watching this episode like several times.
So Saleh, Sonya, I'm gonna pass it on to you first.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So, yes, of course, as we know, this is Money Moves with Paz, and we are always ready to get our money together. So, help wrap up the month, close out, like an accountant. Like it's time to close out the month.
We got to close the book.
We got to close them books. So let's take a look at that money, see what she did. Just a reminder to everybody, we go live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern for No Bra Wednesday. We let our girls loose and we say it with our breasts. So we like the wisdom that comes forth from the bosom, okay, from the tatas, honey. So so we let the bosom speak. Just as a reminder to everybody, the first Wednesday of each month, we are doing either Ask Your Daddy or Shooting the Shit with Sonya and Paz. The second Wednesday of the month, it is Cocktails with a Sexologist with yours truly. And then, of course, the last Wednesday, we have Money Moves with Paz. Next week, we are getting ready for the fellas. Yes. So it's time for, it is time now for, to let the testosterone back in the room. So we cannot wait to hear, because we haven't heard from them in a couple of months. So looking forward to what they have to say. And as Pastor said, we have our, Saleh is almost like a third now at this point. She is a frequent guest. So Saleh, tell the folks who you are, what you got going on, ma'am, and introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Terry Saleh. I am a former CPA. Most of all, though, I just love building wealth, talking about money, and securing that coin, securing that bag. I know it sounds cliche, but money is important, y'all. It's always been important to me because I have a certain lifestyle that I like to live, and I know I cannot live that lifestyle without money, especially in the United States of America. So I love coming on, talking to people about money and how they can save, build wealth, be an entrepreneur, all of that stuff. So this is right up my alley, and I'm just excited to be here. And thanks for the invite.
Always.
You're welcome. Always. Yeah, this Pastel's twin.
Yes. Hey, I like that. Hey, twin, the money.
Yeah, it's a twin.
That's it. That is right.
Yes.
I'll take it. So just to start off, I just wanted to start off with the basics. One of my basic tools is, of course, tools that I use for budgeting. Now, this is grown ass women shit. So a lot of us are of a certain age.
Mm-hmm.
So me personally, I love a good old pen and paper,
Okay.
journal,
Yeah.
something journal. And I just found, it's so funny. I love journals, first of all. I have like a bunch of journals. Um, I just found out that there's this thing called stone paper.
Hmm.
It doesn't tear, it doesn't bleed. It's like
What?
permanent. It's really nice. But anyway, this is
Mm.
this is my new budget journal. You cannot do anything without a budget. I know I say that all the time, but you have to, if you're trying to build wealth, and you're not quite there financially, you have to pay attention to the money. You have to pay attention to the money. So what tools do we use to follow the money? I know personally, I use a journal every quarter to track where I am because I've been budgeting for years. So I don't have to do my full budget all the time. For all of you newbies, I know Sally and I speak for Sally since we money twins. We look at our money every day on our apps. So
Every day, every day.
every day. So if you have a bank account, you really should have that app on your phone. I know I've met people who are like, I don't like having that stuff on my phone. Yeah. Stop it. Put the damn app on your phone. It's
Yeah.
so important because different fees could be coming out. Somebody could have stole your car. You never know what's going on if you don't look at it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start there. I'm going to ask Sally what's her favorite budgeting tool.
So my favorite, my very but favorite, and something that I've been using a long time as well, probably since I was about 24, is I have the money automatically taken out of my bank account before I see it.
Mm.
I am not disciplined enough once that money is in my bank account to not
Yep.
spend it.
Yep.
Mm.
So you almost have to act like that money's not there. So let's say you get paid $1,425.
That's a weird number.
Okay, well we're gonna go with that. What I'm gonna tell you to do is take 25 of it every time you get paid and act like you only get paid $1,400 every time you
Yep.
get paid. Take that $25, go on online banking, and every time you get paid, whether that's the 15th and the 30th, or every 2 weeks, or the first of the month, or whatever it is, and have the bank take it out to coincide with every time you get paid.
Mm.
So
Yep.
you never see that $25. All you know is you get paid $1,400.
Yep.
And to me, that is the best tool. You have to take the money out before you see it. Once you see it and you get your hands on it, it's that proposition. It's a no-win proposition.
It is.
So automate, automate, automate. That's my favorite tool. And so I do it with my short-term savings, and a lot of people already do it with their 401k and their retirement plan. It's automatically deducted from your paycheck and you get the net difference in your bank account and you don't see it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you can do that through payroll and deduction, or you can do it on your own. I know for
Yeah.
my investments, I have it set when I get paid, a certain amount goes into my investment account and a
Yeah.
certain amount goes to my savings every single month.
Yeah. And that's my favorite tool because otherwise I'm going to take 25. And if I get paid every other week, that's $50. I'm going to buy a new blouse or a dress
Right.
or something like that. No, you need that money.
Yep.
You need that
Yeah.
money. If you plan on being here in the future, maybe you don't plan on being here in the future.
You
But if
need
you
to
plan
save.
on being here in the future, you got to save for the future.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and I like the way you say that, Sally, or Terry, because having it come out automatically for me, it's like the extra steps means that either I'm going to do it or I may not do it, and I can't keep putting it off in
Right.
terms of, oh well, I didn't get around to it this time. I'll get them on next check. So
Mhm,
then it's like something I can keep putting off. So I can
Yeah.
certainly hear it being done automatically. And for me, a lot of my money stuff when I automate it, it just makes life so much easier. And I talk to people all the time about like putting bills on auto pay so that you
Mhm.
just do not have one of them slip through the cracks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the next one. The
yeah,
automatic bill pay.
yeah.
There's
Mhm.
so
Well,
many people who are scared of that. Go ahead, Sonya. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
well, no, well, actually, well, yeah, well, before we get to automatic bill pay, which now has become my friend, and I'll explain to you how I talk to my clients about
Yep.
how to actually get over that. So, or one of the ways that you can use. But when you were talking about the apps, when I get my clients new credit cards or something like that, I'm like, download this app because I'm surprised, like you said, how many people don't want to have the app or don't look at it. I've actually set up my apps for every account so that every time they take out a dollar, I get a notification because I'm like,
Mhm.
I want to know.
That's a
Yeah.
good one,
Yeah, I
Sonya.
want to see when I want to see, and I have it when it's supposed to, when it drops below a certain threshold. Tell me
Mhm.
when I'm below a certain amount so that I know what I have in the account, and that's for all of my credit cards. I get alerts, and then every day they alert me this is your balance, and so that way it keeps me on top of what's going on in my account. So I really like the apps for both of my for my banks.
Yeah.
I love that. The alerts are great.
Yeah, they give you lots of info. I mean, it's information, and I don't have to go looking for it. To me, that also just helps because it's being pushed to me, and it's you asked for this balance. This is how much you have, and I'm like, oh Lord, okay, let me do something.
Right.
Because
So
this thing right here, this thing costs $1,000. You might as well get your money's worth
I
and
know
make
that.
it work for you and have your apps and everything on this. Why are you paying $1,000 for this and you're not using it? It does everything for you now.
Absolutely.
exactly, it's the computer. And like you were saying, Pops, about the automated, so paying, setting your bills up on auto pay. What I get from clients a lot, of course, for people that feel there's a trust issue in terms of saying that it's okay for me to tell some company that you can take money out of my bank account. So we like to have control over that. I felt like I graduated when I finally set my car on auto pay. It's like, oh, I feel that like I'm a big girl now. My shit
Yep.
is on
That's me,
automatic
girl.
payment. It's like, and that also to me said that I also had a certain level of confidence about how much money I was going to have in the bank because it's like, okay, I know it's going to be there. Because I think for some people where we're not as secure about your money, you don't know if it's going to be there, and there's the fear of
Mhm.
the repercussions of that or of the accidents because sometimes things happen where maybe there's money taken out that you don't feel like you authorize. And what I've told some of my clients, if you have to have a bill paying account that you only put the money in for the bills, and so that way they
Mhm.
only have access to so much money and not to all of your money, and that might have
Mhm.
people feel a little more secure about that.
And that brings me to another one. Budget plan for your monthly bills. So if you're paying for utilities, electricity, gas, water, you can set up a budget plan where a certain amount is going to be taken out for the year. So we understand that in the wintertime, the gas bill may go maybe $300, whereas in the summertime it may be $50. You can budget for that same amount throughout the year. That way you have more control over how your money will be spent throughout the year. Some people think it's cute to have a $400 bill here and a $50 bill. In the summertime they happy because they have a $50 bill, but in the wintertime they're like, oh shit, I got a $500 bill. What us gonna do?
Mhm.
So the way to do that is budget it throughout the year. It may shift at the end of the 11 months or whatever, where you may have an overage or something that happens sometimes, or you may get a refund. But it helps you to budget. You can't budget if it's $500 one month and $50 the next month, because that would mean in the $500 month you're gonna have to make more money. So keep it steady. I don't think it's about control. I think it's about fear that
Mm,
people don't do it. They have a fear because they don't trust themselves.
mm. I
So
can hear
you
that.
Yeah.
budget your own money and you get comfortable with that, you can that'll bring you a step closer to having that extra money for the savings and the return and all the other things you want to do. So budget plan. That's my
Budget plan. What's the name of this show? Grown ass women. Be a grown ass woman and handle your money.
Yeah.
handle it. and
I,
make it.
Don't
I
put your head in the sand. I had this conversation with somebody yesterday. You know, they hear the word money and it's kind of like they shut down. They don't want to deal with it. It's like it's too complicated. No, it's not. Two plus two is four. It's real simple, y'all. But you have to take your head out of the sand, be a grown ass woman, and handle it.
Right. Somebody commented just now, too many people live above their means. And that statement is very poignant because those people probably don't even know they're living above their means because they've never done a fucking budget.
Right.
So you have to know what your needs are. We can go through the needs: utilities, living expenses,
Rent,
internet,
mortgage.
mortgage, car note, blah
Mhm.
blah blah. You have to put this in a budget. I don't care if you write it, if you do an Excel spreadsheet, whatever you do, you need to look at it and face it. And one tool that I like to use is well, it's an exercise to take my monthly bank statement and categorize everything. And that's how you see if you're living above or below your means. Because if you bringing in $3,000, but you spent $4,000, you have to ask yourself, well, I spent $4,000. Where did that other $1,000 come from? It
Mhm.
came from. It most likely came from your damn credit cards, or you didn't borrow from somebody. You ducking and hiding, trying to figure out how to pay them back. So you are living above your means. So you can't figure that out without a budget. Somebody else said it takes sacrifice. I don't like the word sacrifice. It takes discipline and commitment.
Yeah.
So if you're committed to not working till you 80, 90 years old and
and beyond.
beyond, like you gonna be like this, they're gonna be like she missed work. But she did now. So
That's real.
you know, disciplining, you have to use discipline and commitment are the biggest tools you can ever have to get to wealth.
And if
Well,
I could just add pause. So for those of you kind of trying to figure out, I need to start an emergency fund. And I say this all the time. If you put $50 a week, starting this week, in 52 weeks, you will have your emergency fund. You'll have a little bit over $1,000.
Yep.
We'll start now. Next year, this time, when you're watching this podcast or this show, you'll have your $1,000 and you'll have a great testimony. But
Right.
50 times 52, you'll have your money.
Someone asked, oh, this is a good question.
Oh,
How
I'm
do you
sorry, 20 times 52. $20 times 52 is a
okay.
little over $1,000. I'm sorry.
$20? Yeah,
So
$50.
Yeah.
That's
it's
big
even
money.
it's
Five.
$20 a week. I'm sure you can do it. You can find $20 a week somewhere to put in a savings account.
Thank you for that clarification. $20. That hits a little different than 50.
Yes, yes.
So someone said, how do you move from simply documenting your expenses to budgeting? That is where the categorizing comes in. You categorize. So there's different types of budget plans. There's the 50/30/20, where 50% of your income goes to your needs, and you there are basic needs, but some one person's needs may be a little different than other people's needs. Like, I mean, we black women, so I mean, somebody's need may be I need to get my hair did every month.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It may be a need to them. So you have 50% of your income goes to your needs, 30% goes to help me out, Sally, your
What is your wants? Your
your
wants. Your
Yeah,
wants.
wants or
wants.
discretionary. Yeah.
Yeah, your
Hmm.
discretionary, so your wants, so that would include shit that you don't really need
Entertainment.
to live. Yeah, entertain.
Right.
You don't really,
Entertainment.
like, we all don't need to get our nails done every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That would go there. For me, hair would go there because I
Mhm.
could do my own hair. So
Dry cleaning, maybe you do
right,
your
stuff that
own.
you don't necessarily have the luxuries. And
Right.
then the other 20, that's what should go to savings. And also, it when you're in debt, that debt falls into that
Right.
20% as well. So getting rid of
Or
that debt.
paying down debt. Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
paying off.
and let's clarify, savings should be short-term savings and retirement.
Yep,
Again, if you plan on retiring one day and living a really comfortable lifestyle, you got to be putting money away for retirement.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Because we are all too gorgeous, too fabulous to be working till we're 82, right, Paz? That's just
Girl.
that's not gonna
Hello. Ain't yeah. If I'm here, I'm be doing it big. Okay.
happen. Right.
So someone asked, I need to put my emergency fund somewhere besides the bank. Um, it- Honestly, if it's an emergency fund, you need to have it protected. So really, an emergency fund should be in something like a savings account, something that's low risk.
Yeah, or at least probably it sounds like maybe a separate bank, like another bank other than your primary bank, or one that you can have access to, but then you don't have immediate access because you feel like, okay,
That's
if
hard
but
these
some
days.
people, if it's in the same bank, they're going to spend it. But
Yeah,
I mean, like I
Yeah,
have my
definitely
Navy
something that's
Federal.
not connected to your debit card where you can just swipe a debit card and the money is gone.
right. And again, nowadays, like back in the day, we say put in an account that you don't have access to. Well, just like you talked about this $1,000 tool, we can use Zelle, we can cash app, we can do whatever and switch money wherever we can. So again, commitment and discipline comes into play. Maybe that's the app you don't need to have on your phone if you're trying to save up for an emergency fund. So it should go in a savings account. Right now, there are numerous savings accounts that are offering like 3%. I know Capital One is one. There's another one offering 3.65. I forgot what bank. It's an online bank, but you can get pretty decent rates on your savings. Don't keep your savings. Not get a look. I want to access but get a better interest rate. 3% or more is what you can get now. I can vouch for Capital One. They've always had a really good interest account for the savings account. I would do a Google search, and all you have to put in is best interest rates on savings account. So if you don't have a lot of money, of course you want to get an account that has a that you don't need any money in to get the interest rate. So there are many of those online. It's a simple Google search, but my recommendation, is Capital One. I like Capital One. That's my bank. So I use that one. So I think we talked about budgets enough. Um, Let's talk about some other tools. I know one time Sonya asked me about Amazon Subscribe and Save.
Yes, I did.
So we all have Amazon nowadays, right? Are we all Amazon whores? I think we all are.
Yep. Yep.
Amazon got us
Yes.
all. We in the matrix with Amazon. Amazon done took over the damn world. So they have a thing called Subscribe and Save. Subscribe and Save works. You can save anywhere from 5 to 15% off on things you're only going to get monthly. For me, I know when Sonya asked me, I sent her a list of everything I have on my Subscribe and Save. I have toilet paper, paper towels, my bath salts, stuff that I don't want to, that I keep in stock. Now, some people believe with Subscribe and Save that once you press that Subscribe and Save, because that's the other part. They always have a deal with 20% off or 30% off your first Subscribe and Save order.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. Some people think, oh my God, I'm gonna have to keep the Subscribe and Save forever. You cancel that shit at any time. Get your 30% off. As a matter of fact, I've canceled one Subscribe and Save for the very same thing because they had a coupon for the same thing. So I canceled the first one, got another 30% off, and did a whole new Subscribe and Save. So things like toilet paper. I'm thinking about what else
Well,
I have.
I
Cat
get a
food.
lot. Yeah, I get olive oil. My olive oil stuff that I just know that I'm going to use
Mhm.
on a regular basis, and I need to have it in the house, and I don't want to necessarily have to go out and get it. I get my almonds, so my little bag
Yep.
of almonds come.
Pistachios.
And the to me the neat thing about Subscribe and Save also is that it doesn't have to be monthly. So you can set it up so it's every 2 months, every three
every
months. They
6 months.
actually allow you to go out to every 6 months. So,
Yep.
and like you said, even though you set it up for that, you can always adjust it. Each month they tell you, hey, today's the last day for you to make your decision on what's
Yes,
coming in this shipment. And I'll look and see, okay, what is there anything that I don't have coming in this shipment that I need? And also, is there anything that's in here that I don't haven't used up yet? And then I will just skip that for that particular month.
right. So
Yes.
subscribe and save is the bomb to it's the coupon within a coupon.
Yeah.
So definitely if you haven't tried it, it's like Costco.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, instead of going to Costco, you save a little gas, save a little time, just do that shit monthly, you know.
Yeah,
So
and
that's
it's a convenience because they're gonna drop it
it's
at your front
super.
door. I don't have
Yeah,
to go nowhere, and it's they and I know. Oh, olive oil is coming on the 20th. Okay, I'm good.
right. I don't need to
So
buy that. And it makes you the other thing is it makes you take inventory of what you already have.
Mhm.
Because I know I was an overbuyer. I had some Costco shit going on in my basement. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I have all this shit up in here? You know, so it makes me go back and say, okay, I think I have enough toilet paper. Let me go and skip it this month and then move it to the next month. So that's one of the tools I love to use, and it saves quite a bit of money.
can I get also one tip on that really quickly before we move on to the next thing? So in order to get the full 15%, you have to have 5 items coming in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shipment. However, the way that I sometimes get around that is like I might have, let's say I'm buying two of something. I will put those on two different subscribe and save so they count as two different things as opposed to
Mhm.
buying
Mhm.
two
Okay,
under one
Tanya.
under two under one subscribe and save. It only counts as one. So I will break stuff out so
Yep.
so that they all count as individual items. So
Thank you for
Working
that.
smart. Working smart.
Thank you for that, dupe. I love it.
you're
What's
welcome.
what's one? Okay, Sally, you want to share one of yours?
So I don't know if people listen to podcasts a lot, but maybe you should listen to some financial or some money podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
And one that I came across, which I thought was really cool, is called The Side Hustle Show. A
Okay.
lot of us, we don't have an issue with our budget. We just don't make enough money.
Yep.
And I don't know anybody that doesn't have a side hustle. I got a side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
So I think everybody should have one and maybe start listening to some podcasts. A lot of them are very entertaining. They're not boring. They're not going to put you to sleep. And you're going to get some real creative ideas about, hey, yeah, I think I can do that. And the good thing about a side hustle is you get to determine how long you do it. Maybe you just do it for 6 months. You got the money you need, and then you stop it. You can pick it up later.
Right.
Right.
So I like podcasts that are really in tune with specifically whatever topic I need them for. And I thought the Side Hustle show was a good one.
Okay. And some of those side hustles can be Instacart, driving for Uber temporarily. I have a friend who in education. She tutored. Um,
Braiding hair,
right. If you can braid some hair, it's so many little things that you can do.
food, making pies, making desserts, personal chef. It's a lot.
Yep. It's a lot of side hustles, and that too is a Google search. So I'm definitely gonna check out that podcast. I like that.
Mhm,
The
Yeah,
side
that's
hustle
good.
show. What is it called?
The Side Hustle show.
Okay,
That's
let me put
good.
that in the comments. What about you, son?
Oh, in terms of apps that I have that I really like, let's see. I had taken some well, actually,
Just give
while
us
we're on
one.
the, I'm gonna say while we're on the education piece, just the YouTube University, and so just the
Mhm,
idea that there's so much information. Usually, my go-to used to be to go try to buy whatever book I felt like I needed, or whatever information that there is. But there's so much that we have in terms of a wealth of information
mhm,
that
mhm,
you can use to learn about everything that you need to actually learn about. And I find that to me, I'm feeling more like rather than watch a television show that I may not be getting anything from, learning something new or getting something that enhances me or grows me, so yes, I feel like having access to so much information online is
There's a
definitely a
lot of,
plus.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great one because I feel like as I get older, my attention span is getting shorter and shorter. I can't sit down and read through a whole book. I just can't do it.
I listen.
But I can do a quick video on YouTube and, like Sonia said, learn something in less than 5 minutes. So I love that.
And not only that, if you're in the car, you can put it on your phone and just listen to it. So that's
Yeah.
another way to get information
Hmm.
that's kind of passive. So um I wanted to go to another one of the apps I use, Gas Buddy. So gas
Hmm.
is higher than giraffe poo thing right now. So we need to be saving money on gas. So Gas Buddy is an app that I use, and it shows you how who has the cheapest gas in the area. On top of that, when I find the cheapest gas, most of the gas stations have apps as well. I was at 7-Eleven the other day because they had cheapest gas around me. And then I downloaded the app and I saved 11 cents a gallon. So
Mm,
it's little things again. This sucker right here
right.
is
Have
every
you plugged in?
yes, we'll have you save a lot of money. So Gas Buddy is the app, and also download apps for gas stations that you use. Someone asked, how do y'all feel about the Ramsey snowball payment philosophy? And I'm going to give that right to I have opinions, but Saleh actually studied Ramsey, so that's a good question for her.
So I do like the Dave Ramsey debt snowball philosophy. Dave Ramsey has been going through a little bit of controversy lately, so I'm not sure. We won't get into his personal issues and all of that. However, the theory around debt snowball is a great way to attack debt. Um, for me, I have a similar philosophy, meaning I
Can
said
you explain that real quick, Saleh, before somebody asks what?
basically is you take all of your debts and you start putting a little bit of money towards each paying down each one of them, and it's kind of like the snowball gets bigger and bigger and bigger because you're now paying off more and more money towards paying all that debt to it's kind of like rolling itself into the point where you're out of debt after a number of years or so. So, and I have the same philosophy, just, list out all your debts. I like to attack the highest interest rates first. And interest rates are ridiculous now. I looked at even at one of the credit cards that I have a small balance on. I was like, oh no, we're not doing that. The interest rates are out of control now. So I say list out your debt, attack the highest interest rates now, and those are typically your department store cards, a Home Depot card, a Macy's card. Those interest rates are like 25, 26%, which is ridiculous. So
No, some of them 29.
yeah, some of them go as high as 29. So get rid of them first. And then after you pay those off, then attack the other credit cards that have double digits. And again, it's that snowball effect. Take money as you find money to save, take that money that you've saved and put it towards paying your debt down. And that's basically the debt snowball concept.
Right. You're
Yeah, and
gonna have
also
a
that you
pool of oh,
no, go ahead, Paz.
you're gonna have a pool of money to pay your debt. And as you pay down, say you have 10 cards. So you're gonna of course you have to pay on each one of these cards every month. So you have a pool of money, you're gonna distribute the money throughout these cards. And as you pay off one, you take that money and you put it towards the next card. So I like the way Saleh said the highest interest, or some people do it with the smallest debt so they can have a
Mhm.
win at,
Yes.
just get it out the way. If you paid off this card and you were paying $60 a month, then you would take that 60 and put it to the next card. And then you would have 60 plus, let's say 40 that you were paying on the next card. So then you would have $100. And then when that gets paid off, then you keep going. So it's a, like she said, a snowball effect until your debt is ultimately relieved. But again, commitment and discipline,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
it ain't easy.
And one of the reasons why you would want to use, because I actually teach that to my clients for credit restoration, you want to use that for paying up your cards, is usually sometimes people think you want to pay them all down evenly. You might have like large amounts on several cards and you want to kind of attack them all. I'm going to put 1,000 on this one and 1,000 on this and 1,000 on that one. And instead, what we usually recommend is, you, like you said, Paz, hit the smallest one so that can knock that one out. So now that one is no longer, the utilization on that card is no longer high. Now I can move on to the next highest one and then the next highest, so that it's easier to kind of, again, knock them down. And then you tackle the biggest one last. So, and taking what you used to pay on the others and paying up towards each additional card.
Right. So
Yeah.
basically, that whatever that amount of money that you budgeted for credit for debt, that amount of money is going to stay the same until you finish, unless you get more money through a side hustle or something. You can add a little more, but generally that pool of money, you're not going to say you're going to be paying, if you have $1,000 to pay with, or what, let's just say $200. If it's $200, once you pay off a card, you're not gonna say, oh, now I have $140 to pay on that. No, it's still 200.
Right.
It's still the amount. So you have to budget for that. The best thing you could do for your budget is to have fixed numbers, because those numbers that fluctuate, that's how we get in trouble. We get in trouble. Oh, I paid too much on clothes this month. Oh, I paid too much on hair this month. No, that shit ain't in my budget. I have this amount for this thing. So that's how you do that.
Yeah. Now, speaking of also two more accounts that I did just think apps that I use is one, Credit Karma. And then two, for tracking your credit, and then also nav.com for those business owners that want to also keep track of your business credit. So the other thing that you do want to do is stay on top of your credit, because we have a tendency to not want to see what the scores look like, or to know. And a lot of people are usually, especially a lot of our clients, are frustrated saying, "Oh, Credit Karma is wrong. They just are not accurate." It is not that Credit Karma is inaccurate. Excuse me. Is they are using a Vantage Point formula, so their formula tends to be different than your lender. However, they're still useful for seeing movement, for seeing when your scores go up. Your scores go up no matter what formula is pulling it. Your scores go down, same thing. So you can keep track of that, and also new accounts and new things that pop up on your credit, like a late payment. So paying attention, because Credit Karma will alert you. You can set up those alerts so it tells you, hey, you just got a new thing, or somebody just checked your credit, or something like that, so that you stay on top of what's happening with your credit.
And in addition to that one, Credit Karma only does TransUnion and Equifax. So I also recommend downloading the Experian app. That way you'll have all three. The Experian app is actually a FICO score. So
it's a
that's
FICO
even
8.
sweeter. Yeah, that one is even sweeter. They don't use the Vantage score, but that's a whole nother story. So
that is.
Credit Karma and the Experian app.
Yes,
All right,
and nav.com.
Well, that girl, we talking basics. You talking
just basics. Okay.
We don't know. Okay. All right, LA, what you got? What you got?
What's your big why? Why are we talking about money? Why are you being disciplined? Why are you being committed? You need to know your why. There's several reasons. Number one, if you have children, if you have a legacy that you're trying to provide one day, if you're trying to build wealth, what is it? What is your big why? And that's a tool that's going to help you stay on track to make good decisions about your money. For me, my why is I have kids and I want to pass wealth on to them. And I want to be able to pass the wealth on to them, not only after I'm gone, but while I'm alive. Right. I want to be able to pass wealth on to them and see them while I'm alive, enjoy that wealth. I want to see them have a nice lifestyle. It makes me feel good that I know I can pass that wealth on. So my big why is, hey, I just want everybody in my family to have a nice, luxurious, sexy lifestyle.
Yeah. So,
And again, in the United States of America, you need money to do that.
right,
I don't know anywhere where you can go in America and have a nice, sexy, luxurious lifestyle and you don't have no money.
right.
So that's
So
my
we
big
both
why.
know more.
So what
Yeah.
is that tool? What what is that big why that drives your spending decisions, drives your investment decisions, drives your saving decisions? That big why should always be in the back of your mind. What is that for you?
The other thing I tell my I have a couple of clients now, yay,
Yeah.
is is why is this important to me? So when you have a a bill that's coming out of your 30%, which is your wants and needs, and it is taking you out of your budget where you're overspending, living beyond your means, you get to ask yourself, why is this important to me that I'm willing to put myself in debt? You know? And I think a lot of people don't ask themselves. They just think, oh, this is what I do. And Terry and I in a sorority. I'm sure we have a lot of broke sorority sisters. And some years you may have to sit your ass out and get yourself together.
Mhm.
There are a lot of free programs that you can you have to figure out, why is this so important for me to do? It is so important to ask yourself. Especially if something is putting you in an undesirable financial position. You have to ask yourself, why is this important to me? Like, why do I keep putting myself through this shit? Some people may do it where they're sending their kids to a school that they know they can't afford. You know, some of us may be getting $1,000 weaves, or getting $1,000 wigs made, and we don't have the money. Why is this? Ask yourself, why is it important? And I'm telling you, it will always link to some type of financial trauma.
Mm.
So it's just something to think about. So on that note, let me not on that note, but another. We're gonna move on. One of the things I have in my toolbox is, don't be a loyal hoe. Be unloyal. They say them hoes ain't loyal. Y'all loyal. Cancel those subscriptions
Uh,
and move the hell on. Or cancel things that are fluid. For instance, internet. There is not just one internet provider. You can get a different internet provider for a cheaper price and get the same amount of gigabytes. Why do we feel so loyal to Verizon or our phones, our cell phone bills? Our cell phone bills are crazy. There are other options. You may be able to get a different cell phone provider that will get that can be your side hustle. Finding money within what you have, but
Right.
just stop being a loyal. Don't be loyal. Don't be a loyal hoe.
Well, and some of that loyalty though has to be with feeling a little bougie, because I have to admit that sometimes the idea of using something that sounds like it might be a bargain basement, it's like, like for example,
Guilty.
I have Visible. So when I signed up for my phone service and needed something that was inexpensive at the time, I got Visible, which is actually on Verizon's thing.
Network.
It works fine. But I keep thinking, I know I need to like I have money now, I can graduate and go and get Verizon. And I'm like, but Visible is just fine. And it's $40 a month. And I'm like, it's doing everything I needed to do. But sometimes it's almost like your pride would say that, oh, I shouldn't have to have,
Right.
it's like, saying that you have a prepaid phone. That sounds a little bit like, okay.
Yep. Name brands. I'm still struggling. I mean, I have my struggles too. I'm like, why do I still have Direct TV? And I'm like, oh, one more year with the Sunday ticket because I love football. I don't need that shit. I watch about 4 channels. I literally watch 4 channels. So why am I paying this bill? Not that it's hurting me, but it's just like, why am I being loyal to this company that
Mhm.
don't give a damn about me? You know,
Right.
um, Why do I have my own Netflix account when my single friend up the street has a Netflix account and we can split the bill?
Hmm.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? We can share. What's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. You
Right.
don't have you can be you can build a community of saving money. All right, I know Razia and I, her name all on my fire stick, and my name all on her fire stick. Cause I'm like, girl, you got stars right now, or go on and get the special for 6 months. You know, I'm
Right.
using right now I'm using my credit cards to pay for certain subscriptions because it's part of my benefits. So you may have benefits on your credit cards that you don't even know about. I know American Express is really good about it. If anyone has an American Express, it's really good about having deals like, I was using Amazon like crazy, but they were like, well, if you got the card, you get a free Walmart Plus. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or you get free, not free because you pay a fee, but you get clear when you travel. Okay, that's cool.
Early
Yeah.
access to
Yep.
events and tickets
Yeah,
and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
know your benefits on your credit cards.
Yeah.
Know,
Your rewards and take
your
advantage
reward
of them.
Yeah.
And
and
actually
take
take
advantage.
advantage of it. Or
Yep.
even like with the earning rewards, like I had to label my cards to say, no, use this one for gas because I know that that's going to give me a reward for gas. But use this one when we go, to do, can I get 3% back on this one? And just making sure that I'm using what's going to give me the biggest return.
Right. Exactly. I have some more, but I'm gonna ask you if you wanted if there were any tools. I have a bunch of tools. I was like, oh my god.
Well, another one that's really powerful is you got to set a goal and you got to tell somebody about it so they can hold you accountable to it. So
Mm,
if you're going to name it and claim it and say, next year, this time, I'm going to be out of debt. Or by next year, this time, my debt will only be this balance. Or by next year, this time, I'm going to have this amount, this exact amount in my savings account. If you set that goal, say it out loud, ask somebody to hold you accountable, you can get it done. But you
right.
got to do that.
You gotta have somebody say, child, put it down. Put it down. Like I said on our Thanksgiving thing. Our Thanksgiving
Oh, I,
don't stop letting Black Friday punk you. It's a money grab. You
yeah.
don't if you don't need this shit, if you look around your home and you already have 5 TVs, why do you need this one if it's $199? Take that $199 and pay down your credit card bill or put it in your savings or put it in your investment account. Stop letting these sales punk you, even though I love a good sale. And I'm gonna talk about my favorite app, one of my favorite apps, in a little bit. But stop letting emotion, that's what it is. Emotion drive you because it's like I know I get excited with a sale. It creates an emotional reaction. Something, goes on with the dopamine and all that stuff. And, your
Right.
brain gets, it's like the casino, like the ching. You gotta replace that with something else. Like, ooh, I see that sale. I don't need it. But guess what? I'm about to put that money in my savings account. So replace it.
When
Replace
we went on that, when we went on the, what was that timeshare that we went to? When we went
it.
to, there was a gentleman there that was saying that when he gets the desire to shop, what he does is go pay on his cards. It's
He
like he
sure
gets the
did say
same benefit from it because it's like something about the satisfaction that balance has gone down gives
that.
him the same hit that he would have gotten from shopping. And so he's now just transferred that so that he's like, oh, I had to go pay on the bill because I had to get that feeling. And then that way it resolves that need to shop.
You have to replace it with something.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think cold turkey is the way.
And
Most
you ain't
likely you're
built
not
that
going to
way.
be successful. You're not going to be successful. So you have to replace it with something. What am
Right.
I going to do? I'm not doing this, but I get to do this over here. Or instead of doing this, I'm doing this. So we're talking about money tools, savings, investment. Those things are important, and you have to make it important. So,
Yeah.
all right. So what else? Oh, I just want to tell y'all about a deal real quick. You know, tonight, the last night, Southwest have a bomb deal if y'all planning on going anywhere anytime soon. I didn't post it, but they have 30% off till midnight. So
Okay.
on another on like
Tonight, midnight tonight.
till midnight tonight. It's from
Okay.
January 8th to, if you're traveling between January 8th and March the 8th, I think you can
Okay.
get 30% there. It's their Monday deal. I didn't post that
Okay.
this yeah. So just to let y'all
That's
know.
good to know.
Yeah, I one of my girlfriends got $200 tickets for Mardi Gras. Now those tickets
Mm,
cost about $500.
that sounds good.
Me happy. Yes. Yes. So what time is 8:50? Oh, okay. We're getting to the end. Sonya, can you do the
I sure
my
can.
one of my favorite apps to use when I am shopping
I sure will. Let's
is
see. Let me go ahead and
Capital One Shopping.
yes. Okay.
So
So let me make this
the way
bigger.
this sucker works is you can download the Capital One Shopping app, and this is a video. I made a video of when I went to use it for New York Company. They had 12% back. Right today, New York Company has 16% back. So it's two ways that you can use it. You
Tell
if you
me when you want me to start the video. Okay.
okay, you can, if you have a Capital One card, you can get the rewards directly to go directly on your card. Or if you do it through the Capital One shopping app, it will it'll save the savings in their database for you, and you can trade them in for gift cards. I just got a gift card for like $75
Mm,
just by using the app. And they may have it, it not only gives you cash back, but it also has coupons already in it. And for some of the sites, it will try the coupon. So watch this. I did this as an example with New York and Company. Go ahead and play that real quick.
Okay.
So that's me kind of activating your 12% reward. Went on New York and Company. I just picked something, picked out a dress or whatever, right? Pick my size. And then I go to the checkout, and look at this, y'all. It's trying the coupon codes. So it goes through all of the coupon codes. You see the price, the order total
mm.
Mm-hmm.
with each coupon. So it's going through all of those codes. So it went through all of the codes.
Right, and it keeps fluctuating.
Yeah,
Yes,
I see that. This is
and
like going to Las Vegas.
right. It's like a slot machine. And then at the end, it says, boom, you save $50 automatically.
Right.
Capital One with Capital One Shopping. So it used the coupon code, and then I received on top of that
Oh, it's starting over
12%
again.
extra. 12% extra into my Capital One Shopping account. So Capital One Shopping, it has all types of vendors. All of them may not have a reward, but they will have the coupons in there. You may have to manually use the coupons or not. And sometimes, like last week, I got an email saying, "Hey, we noticed you shop on Banana Republic. We have 30% rewards today." But I didn't. I didn't use it. I didn't use. I'm like, I don't need shit else from Banana Republic, but I wanted to use it because of the 30%. But they may have um uh extra rewards. You can put in your favorite stores that you use regularly. Um, so it's really good. Oh, and another app that I use is called Fetch Rewards, and I'm gonna when I come back on here, I'm gonna put my referral code because I get points. You can get free Amazon cards. You can get free. This is totally free. All you're doing, don't y'all download it just now till I put my code in, so I get my referral point. But
She'll drop it in the comments.
right, simply by Scanning your coupons in, not your coupons, your receipts in, you get rewards for that. You can get, like I've gotten $10 Amazon cards just for scanning the receipt in. And for things that we buy regularly, like Sargento cheese or whatever you buy, they may have extra rewards on it. So that's free money. That's free money. So
And we don't pass up free money.
well, it's free. It's literally, and it is literally free money.
And I would like to make the distinction between, though, is if it was something that you were going to buy and you needed and you bought it because this is something you were going to buy. It's different to buy something because you think you're saving, or you're buying it because of the savings, but it wasn't something that you were going to purchase. So we don't want to, like I tell people, even with the credit cards, when I'm like, I get your new card, don't go out and just use this. I need you to put this amount on there, but don't create any new debts.
Mm-hmm.
So buy something that you were going to buy anyway, and if don't
It's
let
for
them trick you into
everything.
buying something.
It's for everything. I scan my gas coupon. I mean, my gas receipts, my grocery store receipts. Every single any type of receipt, you get points. It may not be a lot of points, but for every receipt, you get at least 25 points for every receipt. So it's a great app. It's a great app. I mean, like I said, it's literally free money. It's literally free money. So we're getting close to the end. Let me see. Do I have any extra? Do you all have
Well, the
any?
only other thing that I wanted to add is plain old fashioned coupons, and though you can find those usually in like if you download whatever grocery store you shop at, there's usually they'll let you know what sales there are, what coupons there are, but you can get I think the other thing that happens, I know when you get a little bit of money in your pocket, you're like, I don't have to do all that. And so then there's not the looking to see how much you can save. But there's
Price
savings
match?
all around. So it's like how, why pay $40 when you can pay 20? So finding ways to use the app so that you can find out how you can save money. Just
Google
by
is
making
great.
one choice over another.
Right. Google is great because I've even trained my son. When we buy something at a store, he automatically goes to Google to see if it's cheaper somewhere else. And he's like, it's $20 cheaper at such and such, and price matching. So thank you for bringing that up.
You have trained him well. You have
Yes, she
trained him
has.
well.
Price matching is a great tool. That is simple. That doesn't even take a coupon. You just Google if you want, I don't know what you want to buy, Xbox or whatever for Christmas or whatever you want to buy, put it in there. Trust me, it will be cheaper somewhere else. Trust me, and most places will price match. So, and for you military folks, veterans, y'all better whip out that card, whip out that military discount. You first responders, everywhere I go, I say you are a military discount. And sometimes I tell my friends, I'll be like, don't buy that. Just give me the money. Let me get this discount. We did that at the winery. Everybody was like, "Oh, you get extra 15%." I was like, yeah. They came over, but hang with your veteran and your first responder friends because a lot of places offer significant discounts for military folks and first responders. So I think we're at. Oh Lord, I have so many more. Eesh. Um. Mm.
And just remember the holidays. You do not
Oh,
have to buy gifts for everybody that you know.
let
Don't
me.
fall for all of the ads and all of that, the Black Friday, the
Right.
after Christmas sales. Don't fall for all that. And be careful. I know some of us have been caught up in some of the cryptocurrency stuff recently. Be careful with that too. I do want you all to invest. And when you get to the point where you've paid off your debt and you've saved money, now it's time to invest. But let's be smart about it. I'm sure Paz will have a separate show altogether on investing because that's the next move. After you saved and paid down debt, now it's time to invest.
Right. And Sally and I came up with 12 saves for the holidays. We're just gonna go through them really, really quick. So work on your list. Create a realistic list for travel, gifts, and holiday entertainment. So your list is going to save you a lot of money. Okay. Respect your list. So monitor your list and ensure your list fits into your budget. It's there to keep you focused and on track. There's nothing worse than starting a new year in more debt.
Mm-hmm.
Just say no to money grabs. Don't get caught up in the expensive trends. So Black Friday, Cyber Money, all that stuff. Take that shit back if you don't need it. Do yourself a favor. Next one is give. As far as gifting, give the gift of time and love. So people need your time. Give gift certificates to babysit, take a friend to the doctor, parent sit or pet sit. Some people need that. Give them your time. Babysitters get what, $20 an hour now. I'm sure somebody would love that. One of your friends may need a break. They may be taking care of a sick parent and may just need 2 hours. You don't need to buy
Right.
all the gifts. Time is like huge. Time is money. It's
Yeah.
worth more than anything you could buy most of the
Mm-hmm.
time. Shop early and less often. Also consider shopping after Christmas. There are a lot of items on clearance after
Mm-hmm.
Christmas. So do you really need that shit for Christmas? I mean, get one gift and one gift and then go shopping after, you know. Use old gift cards and regift your nicer items no longer used. Has a friend been, oh, I didn't even finish that statement. Has a friend been admiring something? Like I'll make earrings sometimes and somebody will say, oh my God, I love your earrings. I just take them out and give it to them,
Mm-hmm.
and it really makes their day. I remember I
Mm-hmm.
had some red boots and one of my girlfriends was admiring them forever. And I gave them to her and it made her life.
Mm.
She was so happy. Be creative and make a present. Personal gifts are the best. They really are. Give yourself a gift. Like we said, start an emergency fund. Today is a good time. Instead of toys for kids, give them a stock or bond. Start teaching your kids about money now. Start teaching them. Teach your teenagers about credit. Teach yourself about credit. Pay cash, now known as debit cards, because cash is dying. Be cautious with your credit cards. Link your Apple Pay or your Google Pay to your bank account versus your credit card. So link it to your debit card versus your credit cards to make sure that you're not, we get into click mode. So get out of click mode. Use money saving apps like Capital One Shopping to find the best online prices. And lastly, remember the reason for the season is not about buying a bunch of shit you don't need. It's about whatever you celebrate during the holidays. There's several
Yeah.
holidays. So thank you, Saleh. Thank you, everyone, for
Thank
listening.
you.
It's
You're
been fun.
welcome.
It's
Happy
been
holidays to everybody. And I hope everybody starts the new year with a nice new money mindset.
Yes, the mindset is everything. So if you got any gems out of here, let us know and we'll do a clip and you can share it with your friends. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please go on and click for the YouTube channel
Yeah, and
and
share the show with your friends who have
share the
not
show.
that missed the tips.
Right. In our YouTube page is under live. We have to talk about that. How to get the videos on the other side sign. But anyway,
How to get what?
they're under the live tab. Our
Oh, under the
video.
live, yeah.
Yeah.
If you,
So
yeah.
so they're there. You just listen to them in your car. There's a lot of good information in there. So
Mhm.
Sally, do you have any closing words?
No, I just, I hope everybody the next time I see them or I'm on the show has some good testimonies about things they've used, tools they have implemented that they heard tonight. And I just want everybody to be blessed and be wealthy.
Awesome. What about
Oh,
you,
that's
Sally?
right. Well, no, I'm just glad we had this episode, and as I think there's just the opportunity to take back our power when it comes to our money. So
Mhm.
Yep.
excited for the opportunity. So, just a reminder to everybody that we go live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern for No Bra Wednesday, where we let our girls loose and we let the wisdom talk. Next Wednesday, you can catch us for Ask Your Daddy. So if you want to hear the men give their perspective on the topics that we talk about, everything with respect to sex, money, relationships, and self care, then you want to tune in next Wednesday to check us out for that. And we will see you next week.
All right.
Good
Bye.
night.
Fresh out the oven, straight to the bank. Ben's Hager smelling like bank. Seats, somebody died on them. Kitty looking like somebody cried on it. Ooh, what you looking at? What you looking at? Body like cinnamon roll. Icing on the top if you got it, let's go.